The Yokosuka Banshee. At the time, I was serving overseas in the military in Yokosuka, Japan from 2012 to 2014. Since my time there, I was settled and had been there for 2 years and seeing a very lovely girl named May. May had told me she was pregnant with my child while I was on deployment. I took responsibility for my actions, and so we started to plan. During the second year of my service, during the winter 6 months since May gave me the news, my ship had been in dry dock for a year, and each ship, depending on how large the ship's crew is, the ships had a handful of duty sections, a group of crew members who watched the ship and took care of it while the rest of the crew was off. So was my section on duty this night. During our evening meal, one of my shipmates asked me if I could switch watches with him, being that it was my current watch and was standing in the freezing cold for 5 hours. He thought giving me his barracks watch would lift my spirits up. It did. I took the proposal in a heartbeat. We both let our section leader know of this change. At 23:45, I was on my way to the barracks to watch the barracks from 2400 to 0600. The barracks watch was there for safety and to see that the right people were in their respective rooms. I arrived at the right time with 5 minutes to spare. I bought myself and the person I was relieving a coffee. Thought it could help them on the cold walk home. As the night progressed, I made my rounds every half hour, and when the wee hours of the morning came around, I started to doze off. I was awoken by a resident who couldn't sleep due to their neighbors crying.
If you can get that girl back in her room and keep her quiet, I won't tell the supervisor that you were sleeping,
he muttered, as if I had a choice. The barracks was 3 floors high, full of people, but at this hour the silence had a certain eeriness to it. Like you could hear your own heartbeat. My footsteps echoed as if I was in some sort of catacomb. I made my way upstairs, and I began to hear sobbing. I shook my head in disappointment. This should be fun, I said to myself. I reached the 3rd floor and made my way down the hallway, and the sobbing sounded like it was coming from the laundry room. Maybe the poor girl didn't want to wake her roommates, I thought to myself. As I made my way to the laundry room, the sobbing was low, and she tried to hide it. I stepped forward.
Miss, are you okay?
I whispered. I turned the light on. I saw a young girl sitting on the floor facing the wall, leaning on the washing machine. I asked again,
Miss, are you all right?
I put some strain on it so that she might hear me past her sobbing. I waited for a response and still got nothing. It was late. I was tired and getting impatient. I got closer to her. Hey, lady, are you all right? I think you should just call it a night. I raised my voice as I walked closer. Just as I did, the girl sprung up quickly. She looked sick, dark eyes, greasy hair. She didn't look happy as I ruined her crying game. Before I could open my mouth, she let out an ear-shattering scream, and it just kept climbing in pitch. I got closer to shut her up, but the noise was too much. I collapsed, and the last thing I saw was the sickly girl with her menacing face staring straight and screaming at me. All of a sudden, I woke up in the office where I had watched the cameras. I would write it off as a bad dream from eating galley food. But I felt different. I felt cold. I never left the office for the rest of my watch. A week later, I got news from May. She told me there were complications with the baby. She had a miscarriage. I couldn't help but feel that the young girl and my night terror and the miscarriage could be linked. I'm back stateside now, and the experience has left a major impression on me. Gigs. P.S. I have a knack for running into these strange events. I have other stories, so please let me know.